Good morning. Whoa, that's loud. Wow.
Got all the people. Where's everybody?
We've got one audience member. Welcome. Hey. Welcome, everybody. This is a presentation by Day. My name is Karen Cohen. I am also known as Block Mum. I've been involved with Day for quite a number of years now. How many years, Bill?
At least 4, I reckon, Karen. You've been there since almost day one.
Yeah. So I'm here to interview Bill Angelidis and Daniel Montoya from Day about the product, but I'm just going to talk to them briefly about themselves first. So, Bill, tell us a bit about your background and how you got into the industry.
The hardest questions to answer are always about yourself. How did we get in the industry? 2016, over lunch, someone said, "Do you have a wallet?" I said, "What the hell is a wallet?" I pulled out my wallet. I said, no, a digital wallet where you can receive tokens. So my thing was in a Chinese shop, 2016, over lunch. I got into the blockchain crypto, and 12 months later, we built our first public blockchain product.
Amazing. And what about you, Daniel? How did you get involved?
I started with the crypto side of things. I was trading stocks at the time, and then I saw Bitcoin being a very popular thing to trade, so I started getting interested. And then shortly after, I got a job as a blockchain developer. So before I knew it, I was shipping blockchain applications, and that was the beginning of
You're
today.
both so humble, because I know that your backgrounds are much more than what you're sharing about, but we'll get into that. So Bill, tell us about Day. Why did you start it?
It's the most popular question we got asked yesterday and today throughout the conference. And the reason we Day started is because we had an issue with traditional insurance in our business, where traditional insurance took too long to respond, didn't fulfill their commitments of paying what they should have been paying, what we thought we were insured with. And what we found was everyone assumed things. The insurance company assumes things, the customer assumed things. So we decided to develop an asset register app where users could keep their assets on blockchain as proof of ownership in case something happened where they needed insurance, and proof of ownership in order to get the claim through. So that happened in 2018-19, and we decided to start Day then to change the way insurance works in the world. And
it's evolved from that, obviously, so tell us a bit about what is the next idea or the next iteration of Day.
The next iteration will be launching more products. So we're going to be looking at doing more micro-insurance, exciting things like creating a product set for example, passport loss insurance, and other products that are currently not easy to get insurance / protection for the consumer. So we've got a roadmap of product releases for the next 3 years.
Daniel, what's the life of a blockchain developer / CTO type person at Day? What do you do every day?
The role just keeps changing in a way, because technology is still in its infancy in many ways. So one day we are working on a mobile app, and the next day we have a challenge with a particular blockchain. We're looking at what blockchain is next. We are exploring a new standard, a new protocol. NFTs come up, DeFi comes up, and then everything just keeps constantly changing. So the role is all about adapting yourself and always learning new things, which is very exciting.
Daniel's got the hardest job. He's a bit modest about that. Things change sometimes weekly, right? And he has a team that he needs to manage and educate and control. And that's not easy, because they're not all necessarily across what Daniel's across. So there's a lot of moving pieces.
So what is Day now? Like, what does it do? Because I think that's the biggest question. How do you do insurance on the blockchain?
We're a SaaS platform built on Web3. So we have now got an on-demand, personalised insurance solution where users can basically insure things the way they want to insure them. So imagine going on a camping trip and taking your laptop, your sunglasses, your mobile phone, and some of your jewellery along, and having the ability to insure those specific items for the 7 days you are on a camping trip. So we're giving the power back to to the user. So really, it's we coined a phrase earlier today out there in our booth, which is self-custody insurance, where you not only pay with your crypto yourself, but you also insure what you want for when you want it. So we're bringing sexy back to insurance.
And so as a user, can I buy an insurance policy?
You can. Our insurance policies are NFTs, and you can own an NFT and be a virtual broker and then promote us to sell more insurance, and you earn rewards as part of promoting us and owning an NFT. Have I described that right?
Yeah, that's one of the many ways you can get involved. I mean, we got the DeFi pool, which is basically how we do the underwriting. People always ask, how do you pay out claims? And that is how we do it, through a decentralized finance pool. So you can get involved in that way. You can also buy NFTs, which is a lower risk and another way to get involved. It also earns rewards. So out of every insurance people pay, all the NFT holders get a commission. So yeah, there's many ways to decentralize it.
So it means I can go in my fiat, I can buy the day-by-day tokens, I can own an insurance policy as an NFT. And I love the fact that this is one of the first real-life utilities for NFTs, not just a profile photo. We're actually looking at something.
But they look great. They look great as well. They look great.
So I can use it as a profile photo and have an insurance policy.
Correct.
What are some of the I guess, obstacles? Because this is this is way out there. Like, nobody's doing anything like this. We go around here, to Oz CryptoCon, and you're seeing a lot of exchanges, you're seeing a lot of, wallets. But this is an incredible use case for NFTs for blockchain, and you guys are just leading the way, which you should be incredibly proud of. So what are some of the obstacles for building something like this?
The building part, Daniel, you want to take that?
Yeah, I mean, as we said before, there's so many moving parts. I mean, we started by looking at how the insurance industry currently works, and I think one of the biggest challenges is explaining to people who come from the insurance industry how this is possible without them, really, because in a way we are replacing them. So a lot of the scary thoughts that come through people's minds come from realizing that there's a better way to do it, and it might actually be the future. And I think that's one of the challenges. And also, obviously, we are trying to break down a $6 trillion industry into a decentralized finance product. So the challenges come from, just breaking down those parts and making sure they are working as expected without copying the same mistakes or the things that are wrong from the current industry. So.
And Karen, you know what's interesting, guys? Daniel is the CTO of the business and a co-founder, and he just talked about non-technical challenges, which is really interesting, right? That the technical challenges are real because things change so quick, but we see them more as additions and things that are enhancing our product offering, and is on top of that. The parts that are going to take a lot of effort and time and continue to do so are the education and awareness of what we could be for people and how they could use it. So, think of the days when we introduced web browsers to the internet and how that was, and the education that had to go behind that. So we're at that forefront part of that solution.
That's right. I mean, I remember when we first got the internet, we just thought, why would everyone want to have a website? But I guess some of the other obstacles are, like, when you think about, the technical stuff is huge, but you've got regulation, you've got user education, you've got token economics. Like, how do you, like, when you wake up in the morning, you sort of think, you've got to attack it in all those different levels. So as founders, like, how do you prioritise what you're going to work on?
We don't sleep, so we do that in the middle of the night. It's a challenge. It's a challenge, and it's multi. As a business, we're multi-chain token, multi-chain solution, and we're looking to grow into new chains and looking for the next one to build on. And it's multi-priorities. We do not have a single file of soldiers lining up to fix this problem or to solve the solution. It's attacked at every angle, and we're blessed. We're blessed with good partners and good people around us, including yourself, Karen, and the people out there. So supportive families, supported team, and supporting partnerships.
What about you, Daniel? Like, what are some of the biggest challenges for you every day?
Yeah, I think the technology aspect is quite a challenge. We're constantly trying to innovate and create things that haven't been done before. And when you enter in uncharted territory, you're going to find things that no one has thought about before, no one has solved before. So that sort of technical challenge is part of our everyday, and it's something that we enjoy, so we don't see it as a problem. It's more opportunity to create something new. So,
yeah, I mean, I even think about things like a token raise. Who here has done a token raise before? Anyone? No. So, you know, I can't imagine what that's like the day that that token launches, what your heart feels like when that token's out on the market. So in terms of the future of Web3, I mean, you guys are leading it, you're on the bleeding edge. Where do you see, I mean, we're in a bull run, thank God. Bill, where do you see the future of Web3 going?
Of what exactly? The actual Web3 stuff? The Web3 future?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's exciting. I think we're all getting to a point now where the understanding of what privacy means, where we store our data, who has access to our data. I think the fact that we're all talking about that, and the Australian government recently decided to try to do a few things on those sort of matters that people push back against. I think the technology will catch up and give us the solution for that, and that's Web3. I heard someone else tell me yesterday that it's Web 2.5, so I think we're starting to make numbers up now. But the Web3 stuff should give us privacy and data protection in a better way in the future, and the solutions are not developed yet. You know, I still think we're 1999 to 2001 of the internet world in terms of equivalence.
What about you, Daniel? What are you excited about for Web3?
yeah, I think we have probably gone too fast from Web 2 to Web 3, and I think a lot of people are not catching up. And I think we are realizing as an industry that we need to drop it down a little bit, and that's where the 2.5 comes in. And I think the future of Web 3 will probably be to take a step back, try to bring more people into it through, you know, embedded wallets and easier ways to onboard people. And then we can continue the journey of pushing the Web 3 agenda of privacy and self-custody. So I think we might have to take a step back to then be able to advance forward a bit more.
What about, what advice would you give to people who are starting from scratch? I mean, you guys are just, again, you're doing things that nobody else has done. And I hope that next time we come to AusCryptoCon, we see a lot more applications hitting the floor here. So what advice would you give, Bill, having done this journey multiple times?
Be patient. I think things change, as we said, so quickly that you need to keep an eye on the latest and then think about how you can use it and embed in it. And be patient today in the size of the community. I think 4 years ago, and maybe 2017, 18, we were worried, is this going to stick? Is this going to stay? I think it's sticking and it's staying and it's not going anywhere. So we agree on all that. We see the movement and the people and the newbies that are coming through the stalls and the booths and stuff and asking questions. So the interest is there. So now we need to be patient. Everyone else needs to be patient to grow this community. But it's not going anywhere, guys. It's here. It'll improve. Hopefully we'll be a big part of it for the next 10, 15 years. And I can't tell you anything else but educate yourself, friends, and even family. You know, don't have kids or grandkids and stuff that are not into this. They'll miss out. That's what the whole term of being left behind is about.
So be patient, don't get left behind. What about you, Daniel? What's your view?
People that are starting out, you mean? Yeah, I think the first thing will be to actually get your hands into a wallet or get started with buying some crypto. I think the best way to learn is by doing. That's how I learn most things. So I think if you are starting and this is your first sort of year in crypto, your first bull run, be patient. Don't try to shortcut the system. There's no easy way to make money. It all requires, you know, practice and experience. So I think the first thing is to just go for it. If you're a developer and are keen to learn how to develop in blockchain, there's multiple tutorials. There's one called Crypto Zombies. So for those who are interested in learning how to build applications, that's a good place to start. And I think just using the protocols and understanding that there's crypto and there's the token and then there's the blockchain side of things, and that's separate in a way. It's kind of like the developer and the builder mindset. So it depends on where you want to be involved.
Any developers in the audience today? No?
It must be all investors, Karen.
Sorry?
They're all investors.
Only investors. So, you know, I guess one of the things that I did over the last few years with Day by Day and Algorand was to teach people how to get onto the blockchain. using, like a lot of them did hackathons. They're, pay to play kind of scenarios, pay to earn, to learn. So there's so many opportunities just to get your hands dirty. And I was really proud, there were people who hadn't programmed in 20 years or so hopped on and learnt really quickly how to get onto the tools. So it is always fun to see more Web3 programmers in the industry, and now with AI it's probably even easier. So we're nearly at the end of our time. How should people get involved with Day by Day? What should they do?
Great question. Guys, come to our booth, into the competition, download the app. At the very least, register your assets on the app as an asset registry that you could use in case something happens with your traditional insurance. Next step, if you're interested in spending your crypto to get itemised, customised, personalised insurance, you can do that and use our system. All feedback's welcome. We've got feedback forms on Twitter. We've got feedback forms on the app and so forth. So we're looking for people to use it, learn it, and tell us what else we can do with it, because that's one of the powers of Web3. It's a community thing.
I think it's a really fun app as well. You can just go run around the house, take photos of your assets, bring down your invoices, load them up into the app. And if, God forbid, you get broken into, you've got a record of everything that matters to you on an app, and it's also on the blockchain. So it's a really great example of how you can use Web2 and Web3 together. What about you, Daniel? What would you like to see people get involved in?
Yeah, I think the mobile app is a good starting point, and I think one thing that you left behind was that you actually get rewarded for adding those assets to the app. So it's a fun way to earn some crypto tokens while you actually are keeping track of all your assets. So that's a good place to start. Obviously, you can follow us on X and Telegram, be part of the community. As you said before, Web3 is all about community, so we'd love to hear your thoughts, be involved, and yeah, follow us.
We have 5 more minutes. Does anyone have any questions from the audience about building a Web3 dApp, about getting involved in the insurance industry? No hands up?
We're all nervous.
They're all nervous. All right, then I'll have to ask one of my more mobile questions here. So, Bill, what are you excited about going forward in the future of not just insurance day by day, but the whole industry as a whole?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm looking forward to the dApps. I want to take as much, I'm frustrated with banking, I'm frustrated with insurance, I'm a frustrated person in terms of transacting in the traditional world. It seems a bit slow, cumbersome, and all that stuff. So I'm looking for all the dApps that will allow me to do what I need to do in the middle of the night directly, myself, personally. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
What about you, Daniel? Where do you see, there's been so many layer ones being built. Are we going to see more layer ones? Are we seeing more interoperability? What's the future for the blockchain?
I think there'll be a few leading blockchains that will stay, and most of them will probably end up disappearing due to community funding and various other reasons. So I think we need to find a kind of standardized technology, ideally, so that we can then kind of just keep building on top of it rather than competing against it. So that's what I would personally like to see, some sort of standardization. It would also make it easier to integrate with other real-world applications. So I think that will be an interesting way to go about it.
And I'm seeing a lot of bot trading, AI coming into blockchain. What are you guys seeing in terms of the crossover between AI and blockchain?
They're complementary. I think AI can be used with applications that are built on blockchain to make things easier, automate things. But AI is still AI, and productivity efficiencies and removing sticky points out of processes is still where it's at. In the future, probably together, blockchain and AI as one to perform end-to-end business solutions.
Would you trust an AI bot to do your trading?
We trust our AI bot to do claims management and process claims on day by day. So we trust AI.
That's amazing. Any particular AI you're using?
A particular AI as a platform? Google Gemini, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Daniel? What's your future for AI? Do you see that and blockchain together?
I think AI creates a problem with trust and, I guess, legitimacy, and I guess blockchain can actually provide that sort of proof. So it can actually be complemented to provide a better solution, really. So it's not really competing. It's more, if you find a way to make them work together, then you can prove that you own certain data, or it provides an authority layer on top of AI. So it's quite interesting.
I want to thank our speakers, Bill and Daniel.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for doing this.
And we'll be at the booth day by day. If you just behind there, if you'd like to come and ask questions more about how do insurance and blockchain work together. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Karen. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.